My brother Terrinha.
How you doing, brother?
Good. The 27th time or 29th time, how many time Pan American champion?
Officially, 17 or
17.
16. 16 officially. One is no officially. 17.
Why is that? What's the story?
Because the story was, I think it was 2006. I fought Terrinha on the finals. And it was 0-0, was tied, and I was passing his guard on a new license.
Oh, I see.
Guard test. And then time is over. As I free my leg, and then time is over. And then the referee gave it to him.
Oh.
And then he said to me on the mat, he said, "You won. They give me the championship." And then after that, I met the referee. I spoke to the referee later because the referee from Boston, Ronaldo, and he said to me that he's made mistake. He said, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake on that day." And that's why I say it's like a 16 official and one not official.
Hey, Day, you have to let other people win too, huh? You have to let some other people win too. Oh my God.
Yes, it's funny to say that because sometimes those guys say that to me over there too. Like our friends say, "Man, when I lose, they say, yeah, you have to let somebody win too." Funny.
You have too many gold. You have too many, man. Too many medals, too many championships. So
thank you, God, and also Draculino.
Yeah.
For the techniques, and also you guys over there back on the day in Brazil that beat me up all the time. That makes me stronger.
What are the times? Huh? The greatest times, man. Back in the day, you came over for like Belo Horizonte, and I remember you used to drive your motorcycle. You were a police officer, correct? In Brazil.
Yes. I used to be police officer by the time. I used to be a civil police by the time, and I used to work on a night shift, and then I could go to the Greater Barra Belo Horizonte to train. Daytime, like 12 o'clock, and noontime, where there was what they call nowadays faixa de Gaza, right?
Yeah. The tough guys. The tough.
The name they put the name. Now, but back in the day, it was
faixa de Gaza, like a Gaza Strip, like it's a war, like faixa's belt, Gaza, like the Gaza Strip, so like the war of the war, you know, the noon war.
Yeah, that's the war. That was the war back then, man. Like, oh my God, like a Duroc, Sururu, Irapuru, so many guys. He's right now. I think he's still over there in California with you, Porquinho.
Yeah.
Who else over there?
You call him Alexandre.
Vata.
Yeah, so many guys.
Vata, Eric Vanderlei. Man. Oh my God. Hopinol. Yeah, the place was crazy.
And you started training jiu-jitsu like another place, right? And what was that? Why did you come over? Because you lived in the north part of Belo Horizonte, right? Belo Horizonte.
Yes, I was almost on the border of Sabará, the town over there. And I found jiu-jitsu for the first time. I was a delivery boy by the time. I worked with pharmacy staff, and I used to be delivery pharmacy products. And beside the place that I was delivering on Belo Horizonte, on Avenida Amazonas, right near to Praça Raul Soares, I was delivering a material over there, and I saw the sign, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And the funny thing, I'm from Brazil, and people know Jiu-Jitsu all over Brazil, but in 1989 in Belo Horizonte, I never heard about Jiu-Jitsu in my life before that day. When I saw the sign, I'm like, what the heck is Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah.
I heard about karate, kung fu, taekwondo, and other martial arts. But Jiu-Jitsu was the first time that I heard about, first time that I knew about was when I saw the sign. And I was starting to hear a lot of noise come out of the gym. And because I have no idea what Jiu-Jitsu was, I was thinking, man, somebody is getting beat up over there. And then I get a little bit curious, and then I get near to the door. They have like a They have like a little wall front of the door that do not hit all the way to the ceiling, so you can see inside. For above the little wall, we call in Brazil biombo, and I was looking over, and then I saw people doing break the falling. I thought they were beating people up. They're breaking fall.
Yeah.
And I thought they was doing like a beating people up. And then the teacher saw me, José Adilson, and asked me if I wanna try. I said to him that I was busy working. And next time that I went there, probably like a month later, I went there again to deliver materials, and I stopped by to look again because I heard the same noise, and then now I figured out what it was. And then he's asked me to watch the class, and I took like a few minutes to watch. And he's asked me if I want to try, and then I spoke to him, and then I started to train. It was my first feeling about jiu-jitsu. It was in Academia Gavião, 1989, with master, now is a master José Adilson.
Wow.
José Adilson Ferreira.
Wow.
And that was a traditional jiu-jitsu. The good part of that, because I learned like a punch and kick, like the ateniwaza, newaza, and that's what I learned from Adilson. And I was training with him until 98. I was a brown belt, 4th degree, and some bad stuff was inside the gym, some like a situation on the gym, the personal situation that I decided to go out of the gym. And then because Gracie Barra B8 has a class 12 o'clock, and also they changed my shift on work, then I decided to go with Draculino and train. I saw Draculino a couple of times on the tournament, and I told him that I want to go there to train. And that time that I went, before I went to Draculino to train, I was 1 year out of training because on a tournament in Betim, another town in Minas, in Belo Horizonte, near to Belo Horizonte, I hurt my knee really bad, and I had to do surgery. And I was out of jiu-jitsu, like out of training for 1 year. But even with my knee hurt, I was signed up for competition just because sometimes they have like 3 guys on a bracket. Then I step in, my first tournament, I step in, and I give the winner for my opponent just to score a point for the team. And then after the 1 year, I went to Draculino school and started to train with Draculino.
So like Draculino is the Gracie, like a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, right?
Yes.
They bring like the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to Minas Gerais, right?
Yes. To stick on Minas Gerais, to stay on Minas Gerais, I think the 2 guys that first brought the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu over there and stay for a little bit, and Draculino stayed for a while. It was Draculino and I think Rui Menezes.
Right, correct. The Carlson Gracie. He was Alexandre Porquinho's first professor.
Yes. So before that, I didn't see Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Belo Horizonte. And when I was training a traditional jiu-jitsu, I have a hard time to compete in Rio de Janeiro. I went to Rio de Janeiro 3 times to compete at the Pitbull, Pitbull Cup. And the 3 times that I went there, I lost. And then I began to train with Draculino, so I started to know the different game, because the technique is kind of same, like a takedowns, arm locks, chokes and stuff like this, but the different way to teach, a different way to put pressure, so change my jiu-jitsu and change a lot, because 6 months later, I went to Pitbull Cup again, and then I won. And then next year I went again, I won. And the 3rd year that I went, I won again.
Wow. Yeah. That's great. And so what you coming from the traditional jiu-jitsu, right? And then moving to like a Gracie jiu-jitsu, Draculino. What did you find the difference was? Like what are some of the differences you saw? Of course, you said the different techniques, you know, what else?
Yeah, it's like the way to fight tight with the pressure was one of those big things that I didn't see when I was trained traditional jiu-jitsu. When I began to train on Draculino, I was a lot with Mendanha. We used to call him Wrestler, and Bruno, little Bruno, and Ivanzinho.
Yeah.
And Bruno and Mendanha used to tell me, Carlos, like, you training too loose. Your jiu-jitsu is too loose, because I didn't came from the same school that they was learning jiu-jitsu. So I came from the traditional jiu-jitsu. And then about like maybe 6 months, 1 year later, Mendanha came to me and said, man, you are the guy who put more pressure over here than anybody else, because they was show me how to do it. And I was always like, pay attention on the pressure technique that they was showing over there. Like Mendanha helped me a lot with that. And I started to see the other difference. Like they don't have like Atemi was over there. They stand up fight. They take down over there is mostly double legs, single legs. Of course, we train. Of course, the other takedowns too, like Sotogari, Otigari,
Draculino, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, more double leg, single leg. Yeah, more versatile, not just traditional, like maybe judo takedown.
Yes. And that's one of those things that I saw that was different. And the way to apply the umbers, the way to apply some chokes, is also kind of different too. And I just like when I began to train over there, I was brown belt 4th degree, and I always ask Draculino if I can stay a little bit with the white belts to learn the basics with them, and then go to the other side, because he's always divided the class. He has put like a white belt on the side, blue belt up to the other side. So I always ask him, Draculino, can I be with those white belts to see how was the technique that you showed over there? He said, of course, guys, go ahead. So I pay attention, I train with them a little bit, and then also I pay attention the blue belts up and train with them. So that, I think, was one of those things that changed my jiu-jitsu a lot.
Yeah.
The opportunity that Draculino gave to me to pay attention in both sides of the class, and also the help of the blue belts over there helped me a lot.
Crazy, huh?
Cara de velho, Ivan, cara de velho, Ivan helped me a lot too. Ivan is like, Ivan is right here, man. Ivan, to my heart. Yeah. Ivan, Sururu, Danilo. Of course, all the other guys too, but Sururu, Danilo, and it was a battle over there. When Draculino said Terrinha and Danilo, the thing is, Danilo is the pupil of Draculino. He's like a Draculino son, kind of, right? And Draculino, Danilo doesn't want to go down front of Draculino, especially for a guy that comes from another gym. That's the way I thought when I was training over there. I don't know if that's what was, but that's what I thought. And he doesn't want to go down front of Draculino. And I came from the other gym. I say, I'm going to do everything as I can over here, because I have to prove myself. I have to tell them that I came over here to wear the shirt. I came over here to be on a team. Yeah. But it was a battle. Me, Danilo, and Sururu always was a battle over there.
Yeah, because there were a lot of heavier guys, right? And I remember this. Danilo, Sururu, myself, I was lightweight also. Pouquinho Alexandre was like a middleweight, a little bit heavier, but we were like the lightweight guys,
Yeah.
So Yeah, I was. I remember training the most with these guys. You know, I trained Alexander with the close in weight, Suru and Daniel. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you know, you came in later a little bit. You know, in
yeah.
the thing.
So yeah. I tell Draculino, it's like we was a charcoal over there, and the pressure over there turned us to a diamond. That's all was
the pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, big pressure over there, and it changed our jiu-jitsu, changed our life. Like roll with Eric Vanderlei back then. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember one of my memories of you is always driving your motorcycle like across the city, and I know you were a police officer, and how hard you worked. You worked so hard that you would drive like 1 hour, right? To go.
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes, something like this. And I think after you came back to United States, so I started to ride a bicycle to there. So I pedal from my house to Gracie Barra. So that was about hour something pedal, and then get there and train for 2.5 hours. Take a shower, or take a sauna, shower, get on a bicycle back home to go to work.
You're a beast, and then you would work all night.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah,
I have a night shift.
And so you what how did you become a police officer? What was that like? Tell me your background.
The funny thing is, like, I never thought about being a police officer. I used to work on the same place that I said that I used to be a delivery guy.
Yeah.
And one of those guys that used to work with me, his nickname is Buyu. He's used to work with me over there. And one day he came to me and say, they're gonna open a test for a civil police. I want to do. So what about you? You want to try? I say, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it. And then, like a month later, I started to think about it. I say, maybe I will try. And by the time my brother-in-law was military police, and I spoke to him, and he said to me that he's going to do too. And I spoke to two of my friends who live on the same street as I used to live. And I spoke to them to do it. And they say, yeah, let's go, let's do. And then my two friends and my brother-in-law, we went there and we did the test. That guy who asked me to go, he doesn't even sign up. He doesn't even went there to do the test.
Didn't sign up? He didn't sign up?
Didn't sign up. It's a funny thing that he didn't sign up. He's the one who started with the idea, and he didn't even sign up. So I did the test, just did because he was telling me about it. And I passed on the test. Then I ended up like doing the training test on a police civil academy in Belo Horizonte. And was by there I passed and I turned to a police officer, and I beginning as a guy who worked on a jail, because on the police in Brazil is kind of different. We have over there, they call carcereiro. They have over there the whole, used to have the whole setup. We have like a detective, inspector, delegate, like the sheriff, and carcereiro is the guy who work on a prison, on a jail, or stuff like this. But when you are on the station, everybody work on the same job. Like your how I say that, whatever you sign up for is kind of doesn't matter. So they send you to do investigation and everything. And that's where I work for a while. And I end up have like some problem. One of those things that I end up staying in the United States, and I do not fight as hard to go back to Brazil and be a police officer, because some delegates over there was kind of how I can say that, trying to screw me up. after the police station, like after my job, before my job, when I'm not work for the police station, I have like a outside job, and I work as a bouncer and security. So one day I was working on college degree party, and I didn't know my boss, the delegate, he was over there. I didn't know that he have a son over there who's going to get his degree on that day. And he was over there, my boss, and I saw my boss over there, and I spoke to him. So I went to my section where I was working. And the guy that was the boss on that company, not my boss on the police station, he told me, you're going to be over here from of the stadium where all people is going to get the degree, all the students want to get the degree, is going to pass through to get his degree. So we cannot allow nobody standing over here. So I said, okay. So I was standing over there nearby to don't let nobody get to the way.
Yeah.
And one guy stand over there and is trying to record it. And I came to him and I be very nice and polite with him. I said, buddy, look, my boss is right here. He's told me nobody can stand over here to record it, but I'm gonna give a chance when you're whatever for your family, your brother, sister, or cousin, come to get the degree, his diploma. So you step quick over here, record him, and then you step back because nobody can be here. The guy said to me, I'm not gonna get out. I said to him, but come on, man. Like nobody can be here. So my boss right there. So you should not be here. I'm give you a chance just to step out when whatever came over here, like your brother, sister, whatever. You step forward, record them, and leave. He said, no, I'm not gonna get out. I said, okay, no problem. So I was paying attention to him. I don't fight. I don't push. I don't argue with him anymore. I just like, okay, thank you. So when somebody from his family was coming, I think his brother was coming, I saw he's moving to put the camera up. I stepped from of him. And every single side that he's moving the camera, I follow the camera. So he could not record his brother. So after that, he sit down, and then he stepped the camera for an old lady. And the old lady came to record. I told her that she could not be there. And then she go back and sit and was fine. So next day when I get to work on the police station, when I get there, my boss, the delegate, the sheriff, he spoke to the inspector when I came to the work, and he said, some people, when they work in some other job, they think they're king of the jungle, whatever. And I didn't know it was about me. And then he said to him, I was watching my son college degree when he got his diploma. And the only thing that I see on the camera was Terrinha's face. And then I told him, I said, oh, that was your son? I didn't know. So after that, my life, my friend, was a nightmare.
Oh my
Every
God.
single thing that I did at the police station, the guy was right after me.
Oh my God.
So after 5 years probably work on the same station, I have to go to the big boss of the police. And I spoke to him. I say, I wanna be transferred for another station. And he said to me, why? I said, look, the man over there, the delegate over there, he is on my heel all the time. And I took there for so long, so I cannot take there anymore. So if he's come to talk to me again and is trying to humiliate me again, it's not going to end up good. And I know if I punch him, he's going to pull the gun. And if he's pulled the gun to me, I'm going to have to pull my gun, shoot him too. And the big boss said, man, I know the guy is complicated, tough to deal with. I cannot do anything right now, but I will think about it. And then I'm saying, okay, so I'm going to have to work over there. So I went back. I was about to leave from his office, and he told me, wait 1 second. I'm going to transfer somebody to another station. So let me know where you want to work, and I will transfer the guy to where you work right now, and you go to another station. I said, okay. So I spoke to a friend of mine, the inspector, and then he said, no, we can take you over here, and no problem. So I went back there, and I spoke to the big boss, and he's transferred to that station. And then I started to work on a station, and about 4 months later that I work over there. I don't know if it has some connection with the delegate and delegate, I'm not sure. But the funny thing is, he's asking me to, starting to follow a guy that was giving a check all over the city, but he do not pay. His check is like a bouncing check.
Bouncing checks, yeah.
Bouncing check, right? So I started to work
like a fraud
after that guy.
Like a fraud division.
Yeah, project. Yeah. So I was working after that guy. And the funny thing is, and one day I found like a mini store that he was giving the check. Oh. And one of those stores, I spoke to the owner. The owner of the store, after that, like a few months later, he's starting to train Jiu-Jitsu too, and nowadays he's a black belt from Danilo.
Oh, wow.
Another Danilo. Yeah. So I spoke to that guy, and the guy came to me and said, look, what you're doing, the investigation that you're doing right now is not going to lead you to nowhere. I told him, why? He said, you don't know. That guy that you investigate, he's a gay, and he's go out with the delegate. They both are together, right? And I'm like, what? What is going on? Like, you kidding me? So that was true. So as soon as I bring the whole paperwork to the police station, 2 weeks later, they signed me up to work on a jail. They sent me out of the police station, put me on a jail.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 hours away from my house. I have to drive 2 hours away from my house to work.
Oh my God.
And
one bad thing after another, huh?
Yeah, that was one of those things that make me feel like when I came to United States to work over here, so I feel like, man, like well, I'm gonna go back to Brazil to work at a police station. Then probably they're gonna put me in another situation, and then that was one of those things that make me feel like I'm gonna stay.
How many years were you a police officer?
12 years.
Wow.
And I give up for my pension, I give up for everything, and end up in the United States and work over here teaching class.
What was the first time you went to US was during a Pan American in Florida?
Yeah, my first time was Kissimmee in 2001. Was the first Pan American championship that I fought. It was Pan American 7. It was the 7th time that they have a Pan American championship.
Yeah, I was there, huh? 2001. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember yesterday, 2 days ago, I was there, and I was talking to those guys. Like I spoke to Banana from Daniel Gracie, and I was telling him and Nagaishi, because Nagaishi don't remember that. I told him like the first time that we came over here, we came to the waiting in like 2 days before the fight.
Right.
Big, huge line over there. Carlos Gracie used to be there talking to everybody on the waiting in.
Everybody who was in that line, we joke. I was talking to Pete the Greek, and we're saying whoever was in that line, Terrinha, whoever was in that line for the Pan American in 2001, if they stayed the whole line, they all became black belts.
Yeah.
Every single one, you know? It was like how many hours was it? It was all day in the sun, right?
Oh, yeah. Man, the thing was like it looks like you were going to vote an election. A big line over there. Sunshine day. It was funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
So a funny story about the Pan Am was in Brazil, one of those sheriff of police, was the one who was my responsorship. He's find people to sponsor me to come to the United States. So, but the first thing I spoke to him, and he said to me that his name is Dr. Farah Jr., José Farah Jr.
Yeah.
He's a very nice guy, a good friend of mine. And he came to me and said, I spoke to him about the Pan American Championship in 2000. And then he said to me, near to the Pan American Championship, you come to me, I'm going to sponsor you to go to the Pan American Championship. Then, when I went there, he came to me and he gave me in 2000, he gave me 2,000 reals from his pocket. I said, I cannot take it. He said, no, go ahead. It's for you to go to the Pan American Championship. I'm going to help you to go to the Pan American Championship.
Wow.
And then I took the money and I got my visa to come to the United States. But by the time, they have a business, a company, who send all passports to the immigration, to the embassy in Rio de Janeiro to give us a visa. And when the visa came back, so I never have a visa in my hand. I do not speak English. You remember, I don't speak English other than anything. So the guy said, Carlos, you're lucky. You're the only guy who got 10 years visa. I said, okay, thank you. Put the passport in my pocket and went home. So I could not make the rest of the money to come to United States in 2000. So I went back to his station to give him the money back.
Yeah.
So I spoke to him over there and say, Dr. Farah, thank you very much. I could not make the rest of the money. I could not find more sponsorships. So I hear the money that you gave to me. He said, no, the money is yours. My mother and I give you the money for you to compete. I said, but I don't want to compete because I could not find more sponsorship. And he said, no, but you keep it. The money is yours. And I'm like, no, I don't want to keep the money. He's telling me to keep. I say, so I can use the money to go to the World Championship in Rio de Janeiro. Was what we call Master Championship, International.
Yeah.
But back on the day, we call Worlds because International Worlds is the same thing.
Senior Masters and Seniors International.
Yes. So he said, yes, you can. So I used the money to go there, and I won. And then when I came back, I told him that I won. He said, next year you're going to be in the United States. And then he brought me to the company, Vidbula, and they asked me, Carlos, do you have a passport? I said, yes. Do you have a visa? Yes, I do have it. They get everything, the ticket to fly. They got a new gift for me, put the pets, Vidbula pets and stuff like this, pay for hotel, give me some money to eat, and I came to United States. So when I came to United States, inside the plane was Canivata, I think Pezinho, o Paraíba, Marcelo Paraíba, and a Canivata's friend. So I was the last guy to pass to the immigration when I landed in the United States. So everybody was passing, so they came to me, and back then the visa came on your passport and say Orlando Jiu-Jitsu Championship. And when I get there, the guy, the immigration guy, is asking me, you come to compete on Jiu-Jitsu tournament? He say, you speak English? I say, no. He say, oh, Jiu-Jitsu? I say, yes. So he stamped my passport and I left with the other guys, right?
Yeah.
But the funny thing about the story, like when I get to the Kissimmee, I met some guys from BTT, and they asked, hey, Carlos, let's go to get a ID, Florida ID. I say, we can do that. I say, yes, let's go. So I went there with them. So it wasn't a motor vehicle. And we was on a line waiting for our time to pass our passport and sign up and fill out the paperwork. And then the guys, those guys trying to play with each other passport.
Yeah.
And then the guy say, hey, Carlos, let me see your passport. And he look at my passport, say, your visa expired. I say, no, my visa for 10 years. He say, no, buddy, look, my visa say 2000, 2001. Your visa say 2000. Your visa expired, buddy. I say, my God, man, like I did not know. They say, get off of the line because you're gonna get arrested over here on a motor vehicle. When you show your passport, they're gonna see that you get inside the United States with a visa, but your visa expired already. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't know. So I fought the Pan Am. I went back to Brazil. I spoke to Draculino. Draculino could not believe. So when I showed them the visa, he said, what the heck? You just go to the United States with this visa, right? Then I tried to come back in 2003. When I went to the embassy, the consul over there was a woman, and she saw my pictures for Pan Am, my pictures on the podium, my certificate, the medal, and she said to me, you didn't go to United States. With the visa, you do not enter my country. I say, look, I show you every single thing that I have. She say, I forget the word that she said to me. I feel that was rude. I feel that was rude. She said something about, like, you're not qualified to go to my country, but that wasn't a word. Like, she say, like a very strong word, right? It make me feel like a crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I went home. I went back home, and I went back home and I went to the police station, and I spoke to a friend of mine over there, and I told him, man, I'm not going to be able to go to the United States to compete. And she said, why? I said, they denied my visa. So can you call the embassy to see if they allowed me to go to the United States to get my visa? And by the time that she's going to call, the secretary of the governor passed through her, and she say, oh, that's my friend. She's better to, I'm going to ask her to call because she's more power. And then she's called to the embassy, and they say that I will not be able to go to United States because I went to United States with my visa expired. And they don't believe that I did. And she said, but he's a police officer over here. He's worked for us, and he represents the police on the tournament. They say, no, anyway, he's not going to be able to go. And then I say, oh, so okay. She said, like, you got to find a lawyer or something. And then, like, a half hour later, the embassy, they call me. They called to my house.
They called you?
By the time, they called to my house. By the time I was living with my ex-wife, they call her. And then she's called me and they say, if you want your visa, you have to go to the embassy tomorrow. I'm like, okay, I get my stuff. I went to Rio de Janeiro again, and I spoke to another consul over there. And I showed him the same thing, every single thing that I was showing him. And he do not believe. He say, no, you do not get it into my country with this visa. You have something else to show me? I said, let me see over here my bag. I think I have the ticket for American Airlines.
Yeah.
So when I show him the ticket, he's like, man, I cannot believe you really went to my country with that visa. So I'm gonna give a visa to go there to compete. So you wanna go there compete? Again, I say yes. So he gave me 10 years visa. Then I went to United States.
Wow.
10 years visa, yes. And then I went to United States. And one of those things that for me is funny about, because the woman said that I wasn't, I forget the word that she said, but was something like you're not qualified to go to my country or something like this. And then 7 years after that, I turned to American citizen in the United States. And then I'm like, wow, man, that's a big change. You know, that was a big change.
You never gave up, huh? You've been lucky to have amazing the sponsor, Doctor. What's his name? What was his name? Doctor.
Dr. Farah, Dr. José Farah Jr. Yeah.
Where did you know him from?
From the police station in Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a funny story too, because when I went to the police station, I stopped to work on a job that I used to work, and because in Brazil it's kind of different. So when you stop to work, when you work for a while, when you get out of the job, they give you money that the government saves for you.
Yeah.
And
like a pension.
when I went to the police, yes, kind of a pension. And then when I went to the police station, a guy that was doing the course over there with me, he was about to launch his business, and I get the money and I help him on his business. And the funny thing is, his business was going very bad. He could not pay me. He was paying me like a very little. And his was the guy who introduced me to Dr. Farah. And Dr. Farah changed my whole life. It's kind of funny how things work. You do good things to people, good things come back to you.
Yeah. You had challenges along the way, huh? When being a police officer in Brazil, but the good things happen when you do the right thing. Yeah, crazy. Wow. I didn't know all those stories. I knew you went to 2001, the Pan Americans, you know, and I didn't know. So what was the process of, like, you decided I'm going to move and stay in the US after that?
Yes, I was thinking about stay over here for maybe 4 years, and then go to Brazil and maybe set the whole thing up and come back. And then by the time that I was over here, the big chief of the police over there was signing my paperwork, because I could have a 3 years break without paycheck. So every single year, he signed my paperwork to give me 1 more year. But after 3 years, you cannot get another year.
Yeah.
And then that's when I go back to Brazil to get my job and go back through the whole bad situation with those delegates over there that don't like me. And then I lost my paperwork that I was dealing with over here.
Yeah.
So I stayed, got my paperwork, and lost my job. I was in kind of a conflict. And I think, thank God, like, I stay here and got my paperwork and turned to a citizen.
17 Pan American championships.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monte, you have to let some other people win. You have to let some other people win too.
I'm gonna try get to 20, and then I stop. I'm gonna make a full number.
Oh my god, man! We've had many people come to Legacy, right, and do seminars and teach classes, and some of the feedback I have gotten from my students is you were one of the favorite seminars.
Thank you very much, man. I remember that you told me that, and I appreciate it. Like, I just trying to be simple and do what I like with a passion.
Yeah. I just thought it was very interesting, that the guys thought that, of you, and because you're very humble, very, like, you don't talk like I'm this, I'm that, but you're a very good, obviously, competitor, but also a very good teacher, So it's and you're always like a very humble guy, like ever since I've known you, So it's congratulations, on everything that you're doing, You've been, so like the ball and chain, the ball and chain technique.
Yep.
How did that develop, your ball and chain technique?
That's fun, because I was training with my students, and then I think it was Bob Walls. that was training with me that day, or Greg, and I just was like, as soon as I get his back, I was thinking like, man, if I put my hand underneath the leg, because all the time that I get my hand over the shoulder and over my leg, I could not transition to armbar because my arm was on the way. Then as soon as I get his back, I was thinking, but if I grab the collar right now underneath my leg, so my leg is going to be free to go in everywhere. And that's what it was. I'm like, man, I cannot believe that was so easy. Yeah. The transition was so easy. Yeah. And then I started to do on the class all the time, so I get everybody of that one.
Yeah.
It was fun. I
remember Henzo Gracie
develop that one.
Yeah, Henzo Gracie shared the technique, I think, on social media.
Oh yeah, man, that was huge. That was huge, man. I appreciate what Henzo did, because the thing is, I went to a couple seminars, because I always tell my students it's good to go to seminar, because jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu, but every single teacher has the way to do the technique.
Yeah.
A little detail here, a little detail there helps a lot. And I went to, I think, André Galvão on World Championship. I don't know who else. I think it was Bruno Malfacini, maybe. And who else? I think it was 3 people that I come to them and say, look, I developed their technique over here, and I just want to know what you guys think about. If you guys think that's a good technique, right? And André Galvão told me like, man, I like it. I like the technique. And then when I went to Renzo Gracie seminar over here in Rhode Island, I have the opportunity to talk to Renzo about it. And then I show Renzo say, show me the technique. And then I show him on a Nika. I show him how to do the technique on Nika. And then finish the gi seminar. He was about to do no gi seminar. But before finish the seminar, he said to me, Carlos, I like the technique. I want to record it. I said, okay, like when you want to do it, let me know. So on a break of the gi seminar, he's told me like, yeah, let's record it. So and then I showed that on Nika, and then I told him, I said, hey, yeah, Renzo, now it's your turn. So come over here and do it to me. And he did. It was good, man. It was good because when he's put out the technique and he said, the way he said, man, I learned a technique over here right now and I love it. I want to share with all you guys and stuff like this. And then the thing got hit like instantly.
It went viral. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite jiu-jitsu memory? Competition, training, favorite jiu-jitsu memory.
Favorite jiu-jitsu memory.
Experience.
I can tell you my favorite jiu-jitsu memory was, I have a few, because my first Pan American Championship in Kissimmee, because the funny thing, when I saw first time the Grace magazine with those guys from Belo Horizonte came back from Pan Am before I even compete over there, I was thinking, I thought to myself, I looked at the picture and say, man, that's the tournament that I will never compete in my life. How come a poor guy like me is going to go to the United States? It's not going to happen. So when I have the chance to be there and I won first place on my division as a lightweight and a second place on an open class, for me was the best memory of my life. I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe that I did this. I couldn't believe.
Wow.
And the other thing was the picture that one of my students paint. He gave to me, Paul Kilmes. Was when I won I was the first world championship in the United States. I beat Terrinha on the finals, the same guy that I beat on Pan Am, and they screw the whole fight and give the first place to him. it's not saying bad about Franginha. I love Franginha. I went to his gym to do a seminar. Franginha is a very nice guy.
Of course.
But when I won the world championship and I walk on a mat like this, looking to Draculino, and they took the picture, that was my first world championship right here in the United States. I'm like, man, that's a good memory too. That's an awesome memory.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. What's your worst memory in your jiu-jitsu career?
My worst memory was the 2 times that I hurt doing jiu-jitsu. One was in Brazil and Betim, and the same time that Marcelo Garcia is starting to boom. Marcelo Garcia was fighting on the same small tournament as a yellow belt.
Oh.
And the guy give me a foot lock, but illegal foot lock. And he's laid there on top of my leg sideways. And that's ripped my whole ligament inside the side ligament on my knee and the axial.
Wow. ACL.
So
ACL.
ACL. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, the ACL. And that took me 1 year out of train. That was the time that I was just compete a little bit because my knee was bad. And after that, I began to train with Draculino.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the other one was when I was training traditional jiu-jitsu, have like an ATME tournament.
Yeah.
So we stand up and punch and kick and slap the face and stuff like this. And I have a guy on a jiu-jitsu gym that we always train over there. And he was one of those best students on Gavião. And one day he stole that jiu-jitsu that when I began to train over there, he was a blue belt already with like those blue belts, the belts like almost falling off. And he was a very good guy. His name is Mauricio.
Yeah.
And he one day told Adilso that the only people who give him a hard time over there was the black belt Vander and me. The rest over there for him was easy. And because when they have a tournament inside the gym, the in-house tournament, and we fight each other, so he's have a hard time with me, so he's trying to get angry, and I didn't know. He's trying to be like get mad about me, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then one day they have a tournament, like outside, a small tournament outside on somebody else's gym. And I was there to compete, and he wasn't there to compete. He was there to be work on the table, the coordination table to when people fight, scorekeeper. And the funny thing, when he finished, they say, we're going to have an ATME tournament too. Who else over here want to compete? And then I step on a mat to compete. And then he stood up, got a gi, and come to compete. And because we was a friend on the gym, I thought it's going to be like a simple. We're not going to beat each other because we work on train on the same gym, right? And I always used to kick above his head. I used to have like a double kick. I kick like a front kick and spin at the same time and do side kick. So I used to do this all the time with him on the gym, but above his head to don't hit him. That day, I think he was really mad. He jumped and kicked right on my face.
Wow.
And he broke my nose, broke my the eye cavity.
Orbital, yeah, orbital.
Right? Yeah, the orbital. They broke the orbital over here. When I went to the doctor said, the guy trying to kill my friend. He wasn't a joke. A little bit more, you're going to be dead, because he said to me, on the bone over here, they have like a kind of a butterfly wing.
Yeah.
So when you hit hard over here, the wing go to inside your brain.
Wow.
And he said, the way he hit over here, look, my nose over here broke in 3 spots.
Wow.
This over here all broke, right? And after that, he was kicked out of the gym. Like my teacher kicked him out.
Wow.
And that was one of those bad memories that I have. And also I have them tape. I have to look my old little tapes. I will see if I can find it. Maybe someday I'll show you. I think I still have them on the tape.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So what do you how about all these years, all the journey, the adventures, you know, what are you most grateful for?
I'm most grateful for?
Yes.
I'm most grateful for the two things, like the Draculino, for what he's brought to my life, what they changed on my life, the jiu-jitsu that I learned on his gym. I'm very grateful for be part of his team and represent his name when I step on a mat. This is why probably you see sometimes when I finish the mat that I won, I point to after the gym and say Draculino, because I'm very grateful to represent his name. What he did to my life, to jiu-jitsu, was huge. And the other thing too is Dr. Farah, what he did to change my life. Without his help, probably I will not be here on the United States. And I will not be where I am today.
Yeah, wow.
And a bigger thing is what my mom taught me, because I lost my mom. I was 12 years old and my daddy was 7 years old. And I live with my brothers. I have 11 brothers and sisters. And
11 brothers
11,
and sisters.
11 brothers and sisters. And all in life until now. Thank of God. My mom used to be the staff woman back in the day that when the kids do something wrong, she beat them up until they figure out that you should not do it there and do not do that again. And I learned a lot with that. So I get beat up sometimes to learn the right way to go. And back in the day, I kind of hate it. I hate my mom because the beat that I get, but it wasn't her fault. It was my fault. When I grow up, I understand. I said, she's trying to teach me to don't do those stupid things again.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That's one of those big things of my life.
So 11 brothers and sisters. 11 brothers and sisters. And your dad, same dad? Different?
Same dad.
Wow. What did your dad do at Terrinha?
My dad was working construction. And I don't have like a lot of memory because my daddy turned to alcoholic, and sometimes he just got home and fight with my mom. He used to put a knife underneath the bed and say they're going to kill my mom. And then all kids have to go to sleep on a neighbor, Dona Francisca. She was a very nice woman, good friend of my mom. And we always sleep on her house when that happened. So I don't have a lot of memory from my daddy. Most of the memory that I have is he came home drunk and starting to fight and put everybody out of the house. And my mom never get out of the house. Even he's drunk and put the knife underneath to a mattress to sleep and say he's going to kill her. My mom anyway go sleep with him and stay home. She said, that's my husband. I have to take care of him. And his died, I was 7 years old, so I don't have a lot of a memory.
He died when you were 7 years old, you said?
7 years old. And my mom died when I was 12.
Oh, wow. And so you were you had 11 brothers and sisters? Which one are you in the ages?
One before the last one, the last one. My sister is younger than me.
So your
I have one sister younger than me, the other one just older than me.
So they raised you basically, your brothers and sisters.
Yes. Until 16 years old, when they all get married and they all got his way, and I started to live by myself when I was 16. I was the one they stay left on my mother's house.
Wow.
My parents' house, and they all get married. So after 16 years old, I just live by my own rules. The rules that my mother gave to me.
Yeah. And what caused you to never go a different way? Like to always keep the straight line and stay focused and be a good person. And
that was the beat that I got from my mother. she's make me go straight. And the funny thing is, I see nowadays, like mostly kids do a lot of stupid things because they rely on their mother and their father. Like, oh, if I go to the jail, my mother, my father are going to go there to take me out of the jail. So I don't have that chance. So if I do something stupid and end up in the jail, I have no mother, no father to go look for me and try to take me out of the jail. So I have to do as much right as I could.
Wow, man. Amazing day, amazing story. Amazing story. Congratulations.
Yeah, even when I was on a night state and my time on a police station was about to expire, I was calling to the police station in Brazil and I spoke to some people for the administration, and the delegate over there was run the whole administration. She told me, she said, you should come back. We need people like you over here. You work at the police station for 12 years and you have no punishment on your name. You have nothing over here to make your name looks bad. So the whole time inside the police station, I always think about the lesson that I learned from my mom, like don't humiliate your family name.
Wow. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing story. World champion, many time gold medalist, great coach, great person, great friend. You know, it's an honor to have known you for all these years and to train with you back in Brazil and have you at the gym here many years later, you know, and yeah, congratulations on everything.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. It was nice to meet you too, and a great honor to go to your gym and have a chance to go there and show a little bit of my knowledge and be with your students and make sure they're gonna learn what I have to pass. Was nice. It was very nice. It was really nice.
Nice. Congratulations. And how can people find you, Terrinha?
I have my website, the T as in Thomas, D as in dog, T as in Thomas, B as in Brazil, JJ as a John, .com. It's like a TDTBJJ.com. And I have my Facebook, Instagram, Terrinha Draculino Team, or Carlos Terrinha on my Facebook.
Nice. Nice. Right on, brother. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your time. Great talking to you, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I hope to see you too. So next time that I go to LA, I'll look for you over there too. And thank you very much for having me over there in your gym, and also give me a chance to stay in your house. Thank you very much, man. It was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.